the Patriots sideline, and he overheard the call, and he relayed the call. He's like, it's going to be this play, and it's something under Z-Dogs with a couple of, it had 3 slants on one side, 1 slant on the other side, and so they sent the backside corner hot and left the zone open, and Brady was getting ready to throw it when Woodson got there. And okay, is that cheating? Because he knew what the play was going to be?
Yeah, I would say yes. I would say yeah. If you know what they're calling, or what's coming, that's absolutely. That's why they're in big trouble. Same thing. They knew what pitches were coming.
Yep. And so but that's okay. It's okay to steal a play call in the middle of the game, just standing there and having to hear it. That's okay. That's not a problem. But when you use technology to steal a sign, that's a problem.
Well, yeah, I could even say, and the Boston Red Sox got caught with that, with an Apple Watch. They were laying signs, I want to say too, the Astros, I think before the technology thing happened, they were looked at when there was somebody in the dugout, the opposing dugout, flashing signs across to the dugout. The Astros had someone in everyone's visiting dugout flashing signs to the dugout of what pitches were coming or how the defense was going to be set up. Well, when you have that, you're doing that. You're relaying signs. That's okay, because sign stealing happens all the time in Major League Baseball. We all know that. And probably in high school baseball too. Not so much at the major level, all the way down from high school all the way through the minors and so on and so forth. But
when you're out there in softball, I'm trying to steal a sign or two. I ain't gonna lie,
That's the thing too. When you are, because you're trying to gain an edge. If you know what play is coming or what pitch is coming or how the defense is being set, absolutely, you're trying to gain an edge. But again, when you go to the format they did with the technology thing, with the trash can and all that stuff, that's when I think it kind of gets a little. That's why people are pissed off and excessive about it. I also think that when we'll find out, as I said earlier, I think we'll find out the penalty after the manager meetings and are done in baseball.
Yeah,
winter meetings are done. We'll find out what the penalty is, because if you just fine them a massive amount of money, let's say it's $500,000 or whatever, that's not punishing them. You need to.
That seems like a paltry sum to me. 500.
Well, yeah. To a normal person, that's a lot of money to go out your pocket. But for them, when you're making billions of dollars, that's pocket change. So to me, I think
if I was
suspended, I think they should lose draft picks in the draft. That's going to punish them. That's the only way you punish them.
See, if the league came to me, if I'm the Astros organization, and the league came to me and said, "Oh, it's going to be a $500 million, it's going to be a $500,000 fine," I'd be like, "Yep, we did it. We're sorry. Here's your money. Bye. Just let it be gone."
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah.
But really, I think you need to find out who was involved. Was it Bruce Bochy? Which players were involved? Which members? And they need to have lifetime bans.
What do you? I mean, I know
Black Sox. This thing.
They've been talking. They've tried to interview Alex Cora, who currently is the manager for the Boston Red Sox. Who, if they lose Alex, that would be bad. But if that comes to be, it comes to be. And then of course they've interviewed Carlos Beltran with the Mets, who he's taken over that position this upcoming season.
Right.
If they lose, both of them say they get a lifetime ban because they were part of this. AJ Hinch gets a lifetime ban, and because
Hinch was who I was trying to remember. Yeah.
To me, it looks like it started at the top level with some executives. The one executive
they need to be gone too.
Well, no, because he is already gone. He got let go. The funny thing about him is if he's hired a lawyer and now he's going to sue the Astros, because what's going to happen is what he's going to do, dude, he's going to do this. He goes, "You want to sue me? Okay, I'll let the cat completely out of the bag, and I'll let everyone know who is responsible for this." So I don't think we've heard the end of this story. I think this is about half. We haven't heard the rest of this yet. I think more will come out, and I think Rob Manfred's going to have a huge decision to make when it comes to a punishment. It'll be up to him. He's the commissioner. It'll be up to him to make that punishment. So
if I was the commissioner, and you gave me the power, everyone who had any knowledge of it would be done. Done. No coming back. To me, this is on the level of the 1919 Black Sox. You've got to bury them, because if you're either that or you allow it.
Yeah.
It's either nothing or everything. No in between. You either bury it now or you say it's completely legal.
Yeah, because if you say you give them a slap on the hand, say you fine them and you get a couple of draft picks away and you slap them on the hand, then the next team's going to go, oh, wow, look, all they got fined was $500,000 and they got 2 draft picks taken away. Oh,
and 2 middle round draft picks.
Yeah, we can get away with it. We can get away with it.
It's worth trying to get away with it.
Right. So, I mean, that's the thing is, every team does it in a way. It's just who gets caught. You stick your hand too many times in the cookie jar and you get caught.
Yep.
That's how it is.
But you've got to send a message as the league office that this will not be tolerated. That cheating like this, that breaking the rules, that getting an unfair advantage. And I think the thing is not so much that, if they had pumped it out there, hey, let's record signs. I mean, it's not like it's rocket surgery to have a camera out there. It's not like we can't just watch TV and pick up signs, and have somebody in the clubhouse watching the game and coming down and saying, oh, it's going to be this, and they're always in there after each at bat talking to the pitching or hitting coach and talking to the other coaches, trying to get an edge, trying to find out, okay, well, when he grips the ball and he comes set and he comes back in the 3/4 arm slot, 97.3% of the time it's the fastball, and so you're looking for those things already, and so it's just another layer, and how many layers is too many layers to this cake. And if you decide that this is too far, well, then you have to throw the band hammer out there. Rammer, jammer, sweet band hammer.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I agree with you. I think that they're going to have to be punished severely. But if you're not going to punish them severely, then
you might as well just go out there and rewrite the rule book and say it's all worth it. It's all fine. Yeah. Because otherwise, you have 2 options here, in my mind. You either let it all go and say, you know what, this is not a problem. We're going to change the rules to make this legal, or you ban everybody. Otherwise, you have no institutional control.
The
league itself.
Would you say that if, say, Hinch, Cora, and Beltran got suspended a half a year, would that be
not enough?
Not enough. Okay. Because
Because if you're telling me that this is cheating, and you look at all the guys that cheated in the past, the 1919 Black Sox, all done. Nobody got to come back. Not even Shoeless Joe Jackson got to come back. Didn't have anything to do with it. Didn't break any rules. Played his guts out to try to win that World Series. Gone for life. What's his nuts? Pete Rose, when he got caught betting on baseball, gone for life. Can't get in the Hall of Fame. All the guys that did steroids that can't get in the Hall of Fame. If you're going to say that, oh, this is okay, we're only going to give them a half-year suspension, you've completely lost institutional. It's just baseball's not even worth watching because you can cheat.
I think that, I'll be honest with you, talking about Pete Rose, I don't think they put him in the Hall of Fame until he dies. That'll be the year he gets put in the Hall of Fame. When he dies, that's when they'll put him in the Hall of Fame because he won't be there at all. That's why.
I don't even know if he goes in. He may not go in ever. He may never go in because a lot of the people that are voters are old school baseball fans who disrespecting the integrity of the game. That's why Roger Clemens is in the Hall. Why Barry Bonds is in the Hall. why Mark McGwire isn't in the Hall, why Sammy Sosa isn't in the Hall. These guys are all broke soiled the integrity of the game by cheating. And even though Pete Rose he never, as far as I know, correct me if I'm wrong, he never bet against his team, but it's still that look of point shaving or doing things that, to give yourself a betting advantage that are going to keep him out forever. He'll never play. And even when he dies, he might go in, but I don't think it'll be when he dies. I think it'll be when the old school sports writers finally, when the voters are not the old school the old school baseball writers, the guys that are all about the integrity of the game.
Yeah. That you know what, Bud? You could be right. You could be exactly right. I mean, I just believe that, it's a shame that he is the all-time hits leader and he's not in the Hall of Fame. I mean, that's a big part of baseball.
I know.
Hits.
I know, and I
it's a shame to it.
Because, if I had a vote, I'd put him in. And me being a guy, I was born long after he retired, long after he was out of baseball. I don't really think that his betting on sports should, he wasn't, it wasn't like he, it's not like he didn't go out there and try to get a hit every plate appearance. You can't be you can't be the league's leading hit getter and then bet on games. You can't bet on games and then be the league's leading hit getter. And so I think he should be in the Hall of Fame.
Well, I agree with you. Like I said,
But a lot of the
until either he dies or, like you said, some of the old baseball writers who get the votes for the Hall of Fame go away, because there are some of those baseball writers vote him in, because you can see on the ballot, when the ballot comes out every year, he gets like 6%. So somebody on that ballot is voting him in. One of the writers or two of them are voting him in. It's just the old writers that are not voting him in.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was people born in the 80s, like yourself. You were born in what, 83?
83, yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
I thought so. I can see younger sports writers, guys that were born in the late 70s, early 80s, who, but I can also see them coming from that same mentality where they grew up and their dads were writers and their grandfathers were writers, and and where it would be like that's just how they grew up and that's how they were raised and that's how baseball is. Baseball is one of the oldest sports in the world. And baseball has always been 3-3-9. And so and breaking that kind of and having that tradition and having that mentality, I think it's going to be I think it's going to be hard for him to get in the Hall. He won't get in the Hall until he dies, and I think it'll be hard for him to get in even after he dies.
Yeah, and that's a shame. I mean, if as far as the steroid era guys, the Bonds, the McGuires, the Sosas, if you want to put them in there, I mean, to me, Bud, I won't have a problem with that. I mean, I had a discussion. We were talking about Colin Kaepernick last week, and I said, hey, to Lewis, I said, the sport of football, the NFL, will be great with Kaepernick and without Kaepernick. So either way, it's still going to be a great thing. Whether he himself put himself in the position that he's in because of his ego, that's the reason I don't think he's in the NFL, because of his ego. I don't think it's anything to do with race or what he said, or, I mean, yes, it was disrespectful to kneel for the flag. Absolutely. It is. That was disrespectful to I mean, there's other ways. If you were trying to get the message out there, which the message he was trying to get out, there's other ways to do it. That's just the way I'm saying. Other ways to do it. But again, like you said, if you want to put those guys, or even Alex Rodriguez will probably be in the Hall of Fame one day too, the whole asterisk thing will be used. Or what they can do.
It should be used.
How about this? How about MLB? And I've never been to Cooperstown. I want to go there to see the Hall of Fame. Why don't you make an area of the Hall of Fame That's the steroid era. Just name it.
Yeah.
And